Welcome into WagerTalk TV. I am Drew Martin, joined by Robbie Vino and Tony Finn of WagerTalk.com. We're talking an SEC battle here, a good one. Two undefeated teams talking the Arkansas Razorbacks at the Georgia Bulldogs, Robbie. And we're seeing 48.5 being the total in Athens, minus 18.5. That's the Georgia Bulldogs as the home favorite here. Near 3 touchdowns, Robbie. I mean, Arkansas, they're 4-0 straight up, 4-0 against the spread. An odds maker's giving them 18.5 points. I don't know. What are you thinking here in Athens to kick us off on Saturday?
Yeah, it's their third test in 5 games, Drew. I mean, they've made it through Texas. They made it through Texas A&M last week when a lot of people thought they wouldn't. And now it's off to Georgia, right? So I think you got to start it off here with their quarterback, KJ Jefferson. Suffered a bit of a knee injury on Saturday, but back to practice, looks like he's good to go. So I don't think there's any trouble there. Jefferson should be running the ship for Arkansas. I think from a motivational standpoint, situational, however you want to put it, emotional, it's going to be Sam Pittman's return to Georgia. Right, he was the Georgia offensive line coach when he took the Arkansas job. These two teams played each other in the first week last year. A lot has changed since then, but remember, Arkansas held a 7-5 lead at halftime in that game. In the very first game Sam Pittman coached with no practice due to COVID or anything, that game quickly changed. Just to show you the differences, I mean, in that game, Stetson Bennett came in the second half. JT Daniels was still injured, rallied the troops. Interception by Felipe Franks, thrown for a pick 6, and Georgia was off to the races in the third quarter. Game ends up 37-10, but the total yardage is a lot closer than that. The rushing yardage is a lot closer than that. Arkansas didn't play that poorly in that game, and most of the same guys are back here on both sides. So could we expect something closer scoreboard wise this time if statistically they both show up about the same? I think the biggest question here, Drew, is can Arkansas run the football on Georgia, because they're not a good passing team. I mean, they got a lot of passing yards last week on very few completions against Texas A&M because Texas A&M sold out against the run. Much like a service academy, kind of. Jefferson completed a few long plays, and it led to 246 passing yards for the Arkansas Razorbacks, but it was their lowest rush output of the year, only 121 yards rushing, and it was against the best run defense they've played all year, and now they're going to play an even better one. If we can say that about Georgia being better than A&M, they're both elite run defenses. So I think a lot's going to come down to that. Georgia's going to dare him to throw. It's a lot to ask of Arkansas to pull this off 3 times in 5 weeks. The question is, can they pull it off with plus 18.5? My power rating showed them, truthfully, to be plus 19. So I'm right in line with this game as far as numbers are concerned. I think Georgia's, they played a weak schedule, and it's going to be a step up in class for them. They haven't played anybody since they played Clemson, and in fact, they haven't played an offense that can really move the football. And Clemson hasn't moved it all year long, so I guess we could say they've played 4 offenses that can't move the football. Arkansas is a stiff test, but I think if I had to, I would probably lean plus points, because I just think that there's a confidence level about Arkansas right now that probably keeps them closer than this big number. Not something I ran to the window with yet, Drew, but I think if I had to, I would play Arkansas plus the 18.5. The defense has been real good, and like I say, there'll be a little bit of extra motivation here for Arkansas playing for their head coach back in Athens.
Yeah, I'm picking up what you're laying down there, Robbie. Plus points with Arkansas. Tough to, lay this big of a price tag against a team that's so good against the spread here, Tony. But talking about, the Bulldogs 62-0 over Vanderbilt. I know it's not the same thing, but running it up against Vandy, now facing Arkansas. What are you thinking in Athens to kick us off on Saturday?
Well, Rob was spot on. We agree on a lot. We don't choreograph these meets, these shoots. So I agree with a lot of what he said. The Pittman deal. He now is going to be roaming the sidelines as the head man of the Hogs, and that means something. It just does. This is college football. This is not NFL. Emotion plays a lot larger role, at least in my process of assessing teams, games, handicapping them. Arkansas, as Rob is, listen, they're coming off. They have played some emotional Saturdays, some hard-fought Saturdays, won some games no one expected them to win, and here they are It doesn't surprise me. It's not a huge surprise, guys, that they're the guys here in Vegas are not given much respect according to the handicap. And the truth is, there's no way possible for me right up front. There's no way, as much as I like Georgia, as much as I believe wholeheartedly that Kirby Smart in year 6 and his coaching staff, they've asked the fans. They want the fans. They've gone to the fans and said, "I want you 2 full deep stuff." They just want everybody. They want everybody primed, drunk, and tailgating early because of the start of the time of this game. I think had the networks known that Arkansas was going to win what they've won, we would have had a night game, right? But it's scheduled for 12, it's scheduled for noon. So Kirby went out of his way and made sure he announced all those things. Here's the deal with this game. I can break down and give you the same stuff that Rob just gave you, but I can't listen, that's a lot of points. This is a pretty damn good Arkansas team. In fact, they have 19 what you call redshirt seniors. 19. That doesn't just equate to talent. It equates to invaluable experience. And I think those are the kind of guys that you want going through these big games that Arkansas has won and coming into even a bigger game. I know this, though, and you can argue with me on this, and maybe I'm wrong. I believe wholeheartedly that given the opportunity, Kirby Smart, if he has a chance to make this a 50-point win, he will. One of the reasons he's doing this right now is he believes in his head, and Kirby's a pretty – you have to have some ego to do what he's done, and I think he's the best recruiter. I think he may be a better recruiter than Saban, but he learned a lot working for him. And here's the deal: he knows he has Alabama on the ropes. If he wins impressively, especially this game. Then by goodness golly, we're going to have a fun October and November trying to set up this January 4th. I'm not stepping in front of it. If I would be, I would be with the points like Rob and Arkansas.
All right, good stuff from Tony Finn, getting them riled up there in Athens early on. Will be a fun one. Doesn't take a lot, Tony, in that town. No. That is a heck of a college party town, by the way. I know from personal experience. So for Rob Vino, Tony Finn, I am Drew Martin. Guys, enjoy the game. Arkansas and Georgia, 12 noon Eastern to kick us off on Saturday. Also, remember to check out WagerTalk.com each and every Monday, $9 Monday. All plays from all handicappers discounted to just $9. Check it out, WagerTalk.com.